All right, Lonnie, first game at home tonight, obviously an electric crowd and also a fantastic result for your team. Just give me your final thoughts here after your team's victory.
I'm just happy that we got the first win at home. Got a win for coach at home. That was really big for him. We just stuck together and did what we had to do. We was down like 15 at one point, so we just know we had to stick together and make the right plays.
Your effort, obviously superb today, 11 for 16. A lot of those points coming in the second half, 28 to lead your team. What was it about your game today that allowed you to be so effective offensively?
Just when we were down, it just brought up a new level, and everybody actually like to fight back and just had that grit. And we just stuck together, and everybody's making the right plays. So,
what was the message at halftime? You guys were down by 16. You guys battled back in this game. It was fairly similar to what you guys did at Indiana.
Yeah.
What was the message, and why was the second half so much better for you guys?
He actually brought up the Indiana game, and he told us we know what we have to do to fight back from those kind of situations, and if we could do it against Indiana, we could do it against this team. So we just pulled together on what we did before and just brought that to this game.
You got new guys on this team. You got guys like Bryce McBride, some guys that have been around for a little bit. Why do you guys mesh so well? Is it because you guys like each other so much, spend time together?
Yeah, we do spend time together, but I think it's just we all want to win. You know, some of us are older, some of us are younger, but the older guys, it's still us winning, and that's the main goal for everybody. Coach tells us we have to win, and we're just gonna do whatever we have to do to get a good result at the end of the game. So.
This game had 16 lead changes and 7 ties. How do you stay in a game mentally like that to be able to battle it out until the end and hang on to the lead?
Yeah, it kind of gets hard, especially in that second overtime. But, you just don't want to let your team down at the end of the day. It's just like, if I don't do my job, it's just like, I know everybody wants to win. So it's like, if I don't do my job, who am I to
what was it like to play in front of fans again? I know a lot of people have never played in front of fans. Everybody last year didn't get the chance.
Yeah.
What was it like to have their support behind you, especially down the stretch there?
It was definitely good. I forgot how it felt to actually have fans in the arena. So that's definitely a good situation, especially when it's at home. It was just fun. And we have freshmen, that's their second year, so they never actually played in front of fans. So it was just good for everybody to just do that and have everybody behind us. That was good.
All set.
All right, thanks.
Good job. Nice win.
I'm going to sleep good.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Coach. First game at home as the head coach of your alma mater. I know that there's a lot to process. You're going to need some time to do that, but just your initial thoughts after what will obviously be a special night in your life.
Well, I'm really proud of those guys. It was a hard-fought win, and I thought so many guys stepped up at different times. Monty Scott in the second half was phenomenal. His ability just to carry the scoring load the way he did, and I thought Noah Farrakhan did a good job and really made some plays. And Bryce McBride, I thought, made some real crafty plays getting to the free throw line down the stretch. But it was a collective effort. You saw, the bench cheering for each other. The crowd was into it. I was really excited about the fans coming out. That to me is the most important thing. It's just getting our whole community and our Eastern Michigan people back and interested in basketball. And it was a good start for us.
In your pregame interview on WEMU today, you talked about how Indiana game, you didn't have any nerves. This game, you thought maybe coming home, there would be a few butterflies before you took the court for the first time. Were there any butterflies for you?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted our guys to play well, and I wanted to win for our fans so bad. And I wanted to win for our players as well, too. So I felt I just wanted this game. This game just meant the lives our first time. And we just want to, create some excitement and some buzz for our basketball program. And I thought the first half, I wasn't sure, but the second half, I think we're on the right track.
Well, the first halves of both your first 2 games of the season, I know not as productive maybe as you would want points-wise, but your team has shown incredible resilience, able to come back in the second half. What's been the biggest difference at halftime? Has it just been the attitude of the players, the adjustments that your coaches are making? Or?
Yeah, I think, when you have young players, let's use the baseball analogy. They like to hit home runs right when the game starts. I mean, they're out there swinging for the fences. And when that happens, you end up taking difficult shots. You make some mistakes. and all of a sudden you dig yourself a hole. Fortunately for our team, we don't put our heads down. We figure it out, and so I think we're learning as things go on, and hopefully this will be maybe the last time we have to kind of learn, like, hey, if we play together, we become a unit, we become a group, we're connected out in the court. It can make the game easier for us, and the game was a lot easier for us, especially offensively in the second half. And give Illinois State a lot of credit. I thought they played hard. They tried to keep us all balanced, zone, man, press, all those different things. And for a young team, it didn't rattle us. And we were able to kind of hold that. And I thought our defense, even though, we gave up a lot of points, we were able to create a lot of offense from our defense with some steals, deflections. And, even Axel doesn't score a ton of points, but boy, his presence at the rim, I thought made a big difference.
So I was going to ask you about that. I mean, obviously you look at Monty Scott, Noah Farrakhan, Bryce McBride, your guards, it's easy to go down the stat sheet and talk about their impact. But for especially the pro style offense and defense that you're trying to implement, tell us what the impact is of having bigs like an Axel Congo or a Mojai who gets in there today for the first time, and what they meant, even if it's not filling up on the point sheet.
Well, I think they do a good job of just giving us some presence at the rim defensively. I think as time goes on, you'll see a little bit more presence out of Mo offensively around the basket. And I think they do a good job of just, one thing I've got to do, and we've talked about this, and we're going to work on this next couple of days, is I need to play with those guys with the ball on the post, on the block. And I think that will help them too, because I think they can be effective down low. Mo is 6'10", Axel is 7 foot. Not that he has a lot of offensive moves, but if he can play right by the basket, it's just catch and hook. So those guys give us the size that we need to have on the court, because we're going to play against a lot of big teams, physical teams. And those guys both have, the size and girth, I think, to match up against the other team.
How good a sign is it that no one has to be the star? You get so many contributors and so many guys playing so many different roles. It's not relying on 1, 2, even 3 people to try and carry this team.
No, I totally agree. I think our depth is a big key. We're not probably where we exactly want to be depth-wise. We got a little bit shorthanded, but as you mentioned, it was Monty for a good stretch. It was Noah. It was Bryce for a stretch. And I thought a guy that played at the end probably doesn't show up in the box score a ton, but I thought Nathan Scott gave us some really critical minutes and some big plays. His free throws were huge. He had some good defensive plays as well too, but we do have some versatility to our team, and we can play big, we can play small, we can play with some speed, and we can play with some size out there.
Right at the end of regulation, would you prefer they hold the ball just a little bit longer, or was that a case of if you got the shot, take it, even if there's 7 seconds on the clock?
Yeah, we haven't spent as much time as we needed to in situational type things. We have, but we probably need to get a few more ticks off that clock before we went. Monty took that 3. I think that's the possession you're talking about. And I really thought he had enough space to drive it. We were in a double bonus. And that's something I think we'll learn as time goes on. Like, hey, you've got a little bit of a window. You can get to a pull-up, but you can create some contact foul, get to the free throw line, make it an easy shot. But, I had 26 points and he's open. Like, it's hard for me to, to be the Monday morning quarterback on that.
Monty told us that maybe the hardest thing about a double overtime game was not physically, but mentally. You go back and forth, it's taxing, and he thought it was big for both himself and the team to be able to pull that out in the end.
Yeah.
When you schedule teams like this early on in the non-conference, are these the experiences you have in mind for getting your team ready for stretches of MAC play?
I'm not sure this was the best first game you want to schedule. You might want to put a little bit less stress in your life on your first game, but I do want to schedule challenging games. And I think at the end of the day, whether we like it, whether we don't like it, I think this is a too big league. I think we need to become a too big league consistently. But until we do, us preparing for MAC play is the most important thing. So playing tough teams, getting battle tested, battle scarred, getting rid of our warts, all those different things will help us when we get into MAC play.
Last one for you, Coach. Obviously tonight, an important night for you and the team, but also first time that fans have been allowed in the Convocation Center in over a year after COVID. A lot of people in the stands getting loud at the end of the game. A lot of people I noticed that you saw that had blocky leather jackets on that were here when you were here or have been alums of the program. How much does that mean to you to come out tonight and see?
I can't tell you. Like, I literally had I might be wrong on number 2. I had 6 of my teammates here. And it meant the world to me. And some of the guys I hadn't seen in 30 years. And, it was great to see them. And it was great to see so many, former students, former student athletes, just fans in the community wearing the E, excited, cheering. And, I hope they continue to come, and I hope they bring a friend.
Congratulations on the
Okay.
first of many.
Thanks so much.